Daniel Figueroa the fourth, Tampa Bay Times, and we are here with John Georges, who is the executive producer of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and the Rise of the Resistance ride. So we're standing under a sort of simulated canopy, which seems like it was built by design, I'd like to say. So can you talk to us a little bit about some of the design elements that you incorporated, taking into account things like climate and being in Florida?
Sure. You know, the story takes place here on the planet Batuu, which is part of the overall land here at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That's the planet that we're on. Our attraction, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, the launching off point is on the edge of an ancient forest on the outskirts of the village, and we're standing under this sort of rockwork covering where your adventure begins. And so the kind of the unique thing about this attraction is it happens in several different areas. You enter through a covered queue, you go into a mission briefing room right behind the doors here, and then you come back outdoors into the open. And we wanted to make sure, especially here in Florida, that coming outdoors didn't mean getting wet, seasonally. So we made sure that there was a rockwork cover over this whole area.
And now the nature of this ride is, it's not a roller coaster. It's not, like Rock and Roller Coaster or a drop thrill ride like Tower of Terror. This is something that feels more immersive, where storytelling and being a part of a story is the primary focus. So what would you call this kind of ride, and what's sort of the idea behind building this type of ride versus any other form of attraction?
Right. I think when we started this process literally over 5 years ago, when we start every new product or process in Blue Sky, which is an early ideation phase at Walt Disney Imagineering, we knew that this had to have a broad family appeal because Star Wars has been in our lives for over 42 years at this point. And we knew that people from all different age groups would want to come and experience the ride. So we said we didn't want to do anything that would require a height requirement that would limit visitation. So we kind of started there as a family adventure. If you had to categorize this, it's definitely not a roller coaster. It's not a boat ride. It is more of a traditional dark ride. I mean, it sort of has its roots in dark rides, which is an immersive storytelling kind of attraction. Think of, Pirates of the Caribbean or Haunted Mansion, kind of the roots of that in Disney history. But this one is really unique, and I think it almost defies categorization because you have elements of thrill. Certainly the finale of this attraction is a very dramatic, exciting, exhilarating finale. And then you also have, more walkthrough elements, and, it's a combination of experiences, I would say.
And with that combination of experiences, it seems like there's a lot of interesting technology and mechanisms that have gone into crafting this ride and being able to tell that story. So what are some of those mechanical, technological elements that have gone into the storytelling process?
I think at Walt Disney Imagineering, everything begins with story. So I think we start at the very beginning of what story do we want to tell. And at the time we started the design of this project, we actually had acquired Lucasfilm. So the Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm became partners. And so we had access to the filmmakers and storytellers at Lucasfilm who were immediately embedded in our team. So together we kind of crafted this experience and making sure that we were true to the canon, the Star Wars official storyline, and that all those elements were integrated. The technology then was kind of brought in to support the storytelling.
And do you have any favorite moment or aspect of this ride that you yourself enjoy the most or are particularly proud of?
I think, and we've literally ridden hundreds of times as our team during the development of this project, I think I'm always struck by the level of storytelling and immersion that we're offering. I mean, this is a 15-minute experience, and most attractions are much shorter in duration. So I think the fact that you start on the planet's surface and end up on a Star Destroyer and then find your way, how to escape off the Star Destroyer and find your way back to the planet Batuu, I think that arc of a story is fantastic. I think that's what I'm most excited about. And the thing I love is you don't have to be a Star Wars fan. You don't have to bring any prior knowledge with you to come and enjoy this experience. Just jump in. The story arc is so clear and so well defined, I think anybody would enjoy it.
And so what do you want fans or visitors to the park to know most about this experience and this attraction?
This is the attraction that puts you in the middle of an epic battle between the First Order and the Resistance. And I think this is delivering on the epic scale of Star Wars storytelling, sort of at a cinematic level for the first time. And I just hope they'll come and enjoy it as much fun as we've had designing it and putting it together. I hope the guests are really going to love it.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, John. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for coming. Thanks a lot.
Take
Enjoy your
care.
visit.
All right, that's John Georges with Disney World, one of the head Imagineers here, and we're going to go give this a ride now. Take care.